the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Let's just talk about the world, give this page another turn, 'cause you're here with us tonight. Everything's alright when you're here with Mike in the night. Mike it through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Giving the world light when you're here with Mike in the night. Mike it through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Sometimes things are just absurd, so let's just talk about the world, 'cause you're here with us tonight. Mike it through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Mike it through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Let's just talk about the world, give this page another curl, 'cause you're here with us tonight.
Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome all. Broadcasting from my backup channel, The Handheld Junkie. Thanks for joining me tonight with Mike in the Night. My main channel, for reasons still unknown, I've been protesting with YouTube. For reasons still unknown, and nobody knows why, it has been why I can't stream until April of 2019. So there's probably no one going to jump on the show tonight. That's okay. There's nothing I could do. Can't do nothing about it. So I'm not going to have too many. Okay, fecha a porta. Okay, just my daughter coming to make a visit. She's always visiting me here. Okay, guys, probably not going to have many people tonight, so I'm not going to hit up too much of the comments because it is on my backup channel. I'll leave a link below if you want to watch the show live. Unfortunately, my main channel was taken down, so it's been my main channel's still up. It's right here, but I cannot I can't stream anymore until April of next year. And I'm not going to get all my people to come over, so they won't know. They won't get the message, or they'll just think I just disappeared, right? So, anyways. Okay, well, since I'm going to be here pretty much alone most of the night, let's go over... what are we going over here? Let me get my phone out. So we're on my backup channel, guys. Really upset with what happened. It is what it is. Can someone comment in the comment section if they can hear me okay, if everything's okay? Uneducated Economist, don't forget to check him out. He's really good. I want to get this guy on the show. He's really good. Just Cringe Diversity channel, guys. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. I think he's down in Florida right now. If you guys are, check him out.
You're live. You are watching the Just Cringe YouTube channel. Coming at you live from Seminole, Florida.
He's in Seminole, Florida, people.
Talking in a low voice, so I do not...
So check him out. Justin Cringe, Uneducated Economist, Walking Journey, 2-time world champ. He's got a pretty good channel. Some of his newest videos here. I have a dirty little secret. I'm thinking of erasing the Walking Journey, quitting YouTube. Why Denver, Colorado, why I left. I guess he's making every state. Okay, Adam A is in the comments. And Belinda, thank God I'm not alone tonight. Holy smokes, I would have been pretty choked if I was alone tonight and there was nobody in the comments. Oh my God. Thanks for subscribing to this channel. So I'm going to make it a habit, guys, to where... oh, real Kevin Thompson's in the house. Oh man, we can't... That guy's the best. Guys, yeah, Metal Gear. Wait, so there's more people in the comment section than there is watching on the anecdotal thingy. It's saying there's one person watching and there's 4 people in the comment section. Good job, YouTube. Mike of the Night. But I'll be re-uploading this to the main channel, guys, so don't worry. My main channel is still functional. I just can't stream. So I'm going to be uploading it to the Mike Martins channel tomorrow morning. So you guys get people that missed the show or think that I have disappeared. So we got a ton of Yellow Vest crap here we're going to cover in a bit. See if I could get... There's a lot here, guys. A lot of weird stuff going on around the planet. So... police draw guns on Yellow Vests as violent demonstrations hit France for the 6th Saturday in a row. So, guys, you know what's happening right now? People want their countries back. People want their identity back. People want their lives back. People are tired of being slaves. People are tired of being so dependent on all the time when they get nothing for it. I mean, does that make sense? Anyways, it is the holidays, and it's my day off. No, it's not my day off. I worked all day, and I'm off tomorrow. So I'm going to have a nice stiff drink with you guys tonight in Mike in the Night. Wow, I got 6 people viewing on my backup channel. That's really good. So they're pulling guns. Car crash victim becomes the 10th person to die in chaos, while protests again spread to Brussels as riot squads are called in. So here's the deal. Like, somebody dies in a car crash, but I'm not trying to say anything, you know. It could be somewhere in the country somebody dies in a car crash and a fatality and they blame it on this, what's going on. But I'm not saying I know that. I'm just saying it could be something that's happening, right? You guys like this? There's Kevin Thompson. Mike's back on the bottom. Oh, it's holidays today. So, guys, I need to make a habit of wearing... What is this? Holt Renfrew suits and Versace suits with t-shirts. I want to start a TV show, okay? Where there's these 2 cops. One is black and one is white. And they wear these Versace suits. But they wear t-shirts with them. And the lead cop, the main detective, has a Ferrari. And then they start taking out drug dealers and stuff, and then we'll make them take place in Miami. Yeah, I think that's a really good TV show idea. Anyways, back to the Yellow Vests. Car crash victim becomes the 10th person. So this man, the man, 36, died after a lorry collided with his car last night at a roadblock erected by Yellow Vest protesters. The hell was that? It's my ice popping in there. Holy smokes. So, yeah, we got Belinda Mercil, Kevin Thompson, and Metal Gear 3. Yeah, baby. So, okay, we got another vitality in that, and it's out of control. Here we go, some video here on what's happening. I like how the cop kicks him in the butt. That's kind of funny. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Oh my God, there's a guy getting on a plane. This is news right there. All right. Vitality. Yellow Vest movement continues in southern Alberta. So Canada is seeing a huge movement and Yellow Vest movement in southern Alberta. And hundreds of vehicles drove in a convoy between Medicine Hat and Brooks on Saturday in peaceful protest against the policies against the Trudeau government. Woo! Oh, we're getting people. We got 7 people on the show tonight on my backup channel. So people are waking up to it. So the people that subscribe to this channel, thank you very much. Oh, yeah, that's good stuff, man. All right. Protesters, mainly made up of oil and gas workers, were peacefully demonstrating while Yellow Vests, a symbol that has become synonymous with such action over the past while. All right, let's see who we could get out on the show here. Okay. I'm just messaging Mario right now. Let's see if he gets this message. Let's go on Skype. Let's get some people happening here. Let's go on Skype here. It's better on the TV. So you guys can see what the heck is going on. You guys deserve to know what is happening. You guys deserve... Why isn't it switching to the other screen? You guys deserve to know... you know what I'm saying? All right, who we got here? Ooh, Anthony's on. I think Anthony's on too. Stephanie, I think, is on. Who are we going to have on the show tonight, guys? Who wants to be on the show tonight? Yeah, baby. Jazzy's here. Justin Cringe channel. I just saw your live stream right here. I was sharing it earlier. Justin Cringe channel.
Disturb the neighbors.
Two-time world champ here.
Big cheers to you. Good evening.
Get Skype so I can have you on the show so we could see you live. Who else we got? Some people here. Okay, who do we got here? I'm just want to see if I could find. Here we go, Lost Canuck. Let's see if he picks up. Hopefully he picks up. Maybe he's maybe in jail. He's got so much on the go. Let's see if the okay, somebody's calling me. And it's not showing me. So when you're on a call with somebody, it doesn't show you who's calling on Skype, which I think is kind of nice. And so I have no idea who called me. No idea.
Camera, I mean, a show?
You're alive, buddy. I'm calling you for once.
Oh, great. Glad to hear from you.
Are you naked?
All right. I got to figure out my lighting for a sec. Let's get this right.
Well, the main question is, are you naked?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Good. So we're gonna. I'm gonna change this here.
That's me in Madeira. Now it's me. Yeah.
There you are.
Yeah.
What are you doing up so late at 1 a.m.?
Just got home, long night out.
Oh, you were partying downtown Detroit?
Yeah. So what's the topic of the show? What are we talking about? Markets, maybe?
Anything you want to talk about? It's open mic tonight, Mike in the Night. I got to be super careful because I'm on my backup channel.
Yeah, I saw you were yanked. That's pretty unfortunate. They're clamping down on free speech.
But you know what? Everyone's saying I am so very vanilla. They don't know why I am being pulled. And I was just talking just before I called you that a guy with 6,000 subs, they're coming after a guy with nobody, with no following. Something's really going wrong.
Oh, yeah. So I don't know if there's going to be an alternate YouTube eventually, because eventually people have to be sick of the clampdown, taking away political free speech, and yeah. As a society.
Can I ask?
Go ahead. Yep.
Let me ask you something. What, like, of all the people? Sorry, I'm just entering your name at the bottom here. Of all the people that have been in political power and blah 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 in your country and all this stuff, I think the most powerful person with the most reach and the most influence is Hillary Clinton. And let me tell you why. Ever since she lost the election to Donald Trump, social media has been a nightmare because of her. She shut down Breitbart. She got Alex Jones shut down. She got everybody shut down. And just because of her losing that election, she's pretty much demoralized, deplatformed, destabilized, and destroyed social media. Facebook, Twitter, friggin' YouTube, everything, because she lost that election. Before she was in the running, it was fine. There was nothing wrong. She loses the election, everything falls apart in social media. I've never seen anyone with that much power.
Well, with that, I mean, I would say that as far as elections and politicians in my country, I really think the problem, and though I might have like knocks at my door and might be disappeared for saying this, but the problem in my country is the agencies that are always permanent despite whoever wins presidencies. So as far as her being the one person that's calling the shots, I mean, I just feel like they're all part of the same puppet show. The same puppet show that distracts us with asinine topics while our economic future's imperiled. We commit acts of genocide around the world, but so I don't know what Hillary would want to clamp down on, because it's like that. Our agencies and the way our CIA works and things, of course, they themselves want us to clamp down too, to not talk about foreign policy on a serious level or the economy. So, yeah, and as far as the difference between Trump and Hillary, I talked about this before. I mean, their kids will always be friends. So as much as we are divided like a dumb country of brain dead fools, they'll always be billionaires and friends with each other.
But I just can't believe how downhill social media went after she lost the election. I can't believe it.
Well, that's true. But it's been a further clampdown of our freedom of information that's been going on during any presidency and continues. There's been laws passed, bipartisan legislation between Democrats and Republicans about policing our communications with each other. Basically, since I'm a citizen of Italy, and if you were just a Portuguese living in America, all your emails are fair game to be open because you're a foreign national.
Really? But
yeah,
what do they gain? Like, okay, I told this to Peter when I was speaking to Peter, who's from Sydney, Australia. I told him the same thing. Okay, everything from everything that happens around us, it's all, if you follow the trail, it all follow the money and you'll get your answer, right? But with them reading our emails and them following us and controlling us, where's the money?
Oh, well, it's everywhere. I mean, it's in advertising, first of all. But those same advertising businesses that are there for the profit sell the information to the government. And the government would obviously use it because the jig's up. We know like with the bank ballots and things, and we could talk about housing for hours. We know the jig's up, that our politicians are 100% paid for by business interests. And then the same would go for why we have these wars. So what they want to do is just get in our email to make sure they can weed out the people that understand it and would want to really be resistance, and real resistance. Not talking about the Democrats during a Republican presidency or the Republicans during a Democrat presidency that raise their voice for stupid issues and don't hit the core. These endless deficits they enslave us with. The endless debt. Isn't it the same gig in Canada?
Oh, Canada is out of control, man. Canada's out of control. Canada's beyond out of control, and I don't know what's going to happen here. I got a message from somebody who's actually an insider that goes to the who's a reporter. I can't mention, but he's reporting right now in, I'll tell you right now where he is. He's in, I'm going to read this for you. Well, he's reporting right now in Dubai, but he's got something he sent me right now. He said, is Canada even still a country? How Canada's identity crisis could threaten the U.S. So it looks like the U.S. is calling Canada not a country right now. And it's on several articles. You can look it up. It's right now on all over social media. Because Canada is dissolving itself in a way where there's no more identity, right? And that's why I got my eye on the door. A lot of us have our eye on the door. And I can't go to the U.S. I already applied. I did my citizenship application. I did everything. I had a company there. I had a tax ID number. They wouldn't approve me after 5 years and paying a lawyer. Fine. Right. I don't care. I'll make it anywhere. You could send me to the bottom of the Cape of Storms. You guys...
You think it's that bad in Canada?
Dude, man, I got my eye on the door like you wouldn't know, man. My family comes first. And if I have a contingency plan available with emergency funds to get us to the airport, enough to get us tickets, enough to get us out of the country, enough to pay us rent for a year or 2 years somewhere in another country if we have to. Everything's ready to go. I don't care.
Well, I would just be careful with this, because I see in this collapse that we've been talking about, back to the Argentina series and this and that, other countries are much worse off, as much as we want to hate on Canada. And countries you go to like the Philippines or Portugal. I mean, I was there in Madeira, and I just saw an island that was very nice for people to spend millions if they're wealthy and to park it there or to make a fortune and spend it there. I'm not in that position, so I'm stuck here in Michigan, and I could see a lot of Ontarians would just have to be there and kind of working with what's allowed. And still Portuguese, a lot of them would rather be in Canada than one of these islands. So I don't know where would the destination to escape to be, especially with the deterioration in many of these developing countries, the tropical ones. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, the Azores is good because I have land there. My dad has land there. My uncle has land there. We have vineyards. We're established there. We have everything. Like, it's not
Really?
like I'm moving into, like, starting over. No. I have ties
Yeah,
there,
okay.
you know what I'm saying? I have ties in a lot of countries. Like, if I need to go to Chile for some bizarre reason, something happened, I could go to Chile. If I need to
Yeah.
go to Portugal, I can. If I need to go to Angola, I can. If I need to go to Mozambique, I can. You know? Depending on how strong the extradition is on my head, right? Depending how strong they want me back, you know, in this country, I have to probably go to an African country where there's no treaties with Canada. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I lived in Chile from 2012 to 2016.
And didn't you like it there?
Not really. Like I made some friends, but we all complained a lot. We don't like the bureaucracy, and then a ton of the people live off the government. Actually,
Really?
Yes, because they have a mining-based economy. So when you get away from the mines where people are doing the digging, looking for shiny stuff, people on the dole. And then economically, they don't have any oil. They don't have any oil or gas, really. So it's all imported. So it has the economy of an island, kind of. So I saw some people with plantations, and they do well selling blueberries to the rest of the world, but many of the people are just pickers on those plantations. And then in the city of Santiago, I mean, just you see people living in kind of poor conditions for the most part, except for a wealthy enclave. And that wealthy enclave, they always feel threatened. They always feel threatened by the government, which turns more and more socialist. So and they're also completely exposed to the contagion from Argentina. So when I'm shorting stocks, I'm also looking at Chile and Canada equally.
Well, let me tell you something, Ants, please. If you or I were to go to, if you or I were to go to Chile, we're not going to be pickers.
All right.
Okay, so, you know what I'm saying? If I go to Chile and I show up there, give me 3 months. I'll start a whole YouTube series from when I show up there for 3 months later where I'm at, and you'll be like, wow, Mike, how'd you do that? It's there. You just have to know how to get it.
Yeah, and then just we because I would be friends with other foreigners there, Argentines, and then people from Dominican Republic. We just thought the attitude there was kind of a cold attitude, very strange, and a type of culture to make fun of people that are different.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm just not a huge fan of the country as a whole. Everyone would just say how much better Argentina was.
Really? Okay.
And
No, I mean, where do you have ties to? Like, I could go to Brazil, of course. So many places in Brazil. I was actually offered a job managing an airport in Minas Gerais.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I was actually offered a job 2 months ago if I wanted to work in Brazil managing an entire airport, and I would have two, internal, I don't know how to say it in English, department managers. So they report to me from different departments in the airport because there's 3 terminals. So, and I said, yeah, let me think about it. I don't know if I want to move to Brazil right now. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the turmoil and stuff. I don't know if I want to move there, right? So,
right, yeah.
Same thing with Mozambique. I can move and I can manage my aunt. My aunt has a hotel. I think it has 96 suites or 96 rooms. And it's got a nightclub downstairs and a restaurant. And she wants me to manage that if I want to. And go to Mozambique. And,
yeah.
I mean, sure. But there's lots of... I still have ties. I still can move around if I really need to.
I get it. Yeah, so basically the moral of the story is just go where you can make a fast money and build your own little empire. Yeah.
Yeah, little
And you're
empire.
saying that it's getting tougher and tougher in Canada to do that, is what you're saying.
Canada, the problem with Canada is there's no identity anymore, and that's really scaring me. I don't think Canada has a backbone like it had back in the 80s and 90s. I could
Right.
I could attest for the 80s and 90s because I was alive and I could tell you about the 80s and 90s. And what I see now, it's almost like really? It's like, and when people tell me, like, Mike, aren't you scared of people coming to your door and taking you away at night or getting arrested? I'm like, arrest me, then I'll have a reason to leave the country. You know what I'm saying?
Right, like nanny state.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and just like from my experience in Canada, going to grandma's house there in Leamington, and it's not even that far into the country, but that's one town that just has gone downhill since my childhood, being 5, 6, 7 years old over there. Factory closed, not much work, and then frozen in time.
Leamington, Ontario used to be Little Portugal.
Yeah,
Everybody there was Portuguese. Yep, yep, and
Yes.
things changed, you know?
yeah, and then like just as far as the housing-based economy that took over Canada over the past decade, that's another abuse that the Canadians have been subject to. Degradation in their way of making money, and now when they lay off all the realtors, we're really going to see the Armageddon. Yeah.
And then the like you said, the housing based economy. Australia has it. UK has it. Canada has it. The US, not really. US is kind of free in other markets. It's got a couple of things moving around. They're controlling the oil market right now, especially in West Texas. They're doing
But
okay.
the thing is, it's looking quite mediocre. And then if you chart our financials, like I'll give you an example of a couple like Raymond James or Ameriprise. If you were to look these symbols up, chart it next to Manulife, which is based in Toronto, it's the same trend downward. And the U.S. is obviously showing a financial crisis now. So I just think that when you talk about Texas oil and stuff, maybe it's a little bit more competitive than Alberta and it shows more staying power, but also in the same train, but a couple cars back in the economic collapse.
So, what do you see happening in the first quarter of 2019 from your experience? What do you really see happening? What do you see happening to oil and gold?
I think both trading a little lower still. And then, yeah, I wouldn't be long commodities right now.
Okay.
And I see the dollar increasing in value still against the loonie, and then many countries, because you talk about the debt dynamic and the defaults, it's rippling throughout emerging markets too. And over the past few weeks, the collapse in emerging markets has kind of taken a breather while the focus has been on U.S., but then it'll return, and that should pressure commodities still. These countries like Turkey and stuff in turmoil, all these countries would be people selling their gold for dollars basically to stay afloat, because the dollar, the greenback, is the one that's like the last one standing, I think, in this crash again. It'll be similar to 2008 in that sense. So that's where I'm watching commodities. I think gold has a long-term store of value purpose, but it shouldn't. From my perspective, I'd rather be betting against Canadian financials and things than hoarding metals, is my thing. It's about the opportunity cost of money.
Yeah. I think I have a question. Someone's asking a question.
Great, yeah. I'm not seeing any text, so not seeing your feed, because I don't know what channel you're on now.
No, you're on my backup channel, the Handheld Junkie. There's a link there. There's 33 people watching, surprisingly. I'm going to, tomorrow, when this video is up on my channel, I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to upload it to my Mike Martin's channel. People are slowly coming over to here because my streaming is done. And it's just sad what happened to me. Ever since, I don't know what it is. I don't know why they're coming after a guy with 6,000 subs. I don't know what they want from me, and I don't know why they're blocking me.
Well, it's because we're talking about housing and then religion and things. We're playing on that topic. I mean, there's a lot I'm not saying right now, really, about religion, you know.
But why? Why, when we're free human? You know what it is once they take away God from us, it takes away the freedom of speech.
Yeah, and sometimes even if they give us God, it's their perverse God, which is like Satan, basically. Um, it's the God of the George Bush funeral with Mulrooney speaking there, calling George Bush the servant to God. Well, that's one way of looking at it.
Yeah, so if you go to my channel, there's my introduction there, or one of my videos. You'll see it's the first video on my carousel there. It says, click this link to go to this other channel. I got 30 people watching, which is really good on a live stream of a first channel that I've never live streamed on before, which is very good. Then I'm going to cut it and upload it to the main channel, and it'll get a couple of thousand views. I got a question for you, Anthony.
Yeah.
How are scammers in China getting away with manipulating Amazon?
Oh, yeah, I don't know much about that. I'd love to. Maybe this person should call in and tell us. But Amazon's just another example of a bubble stock. You know, they were pushing it up to 2,000. It was supposed to be the next Bitcoin. But yeah, good question. Yeah, what do you think, Mike?
Dude, I don't know. Like, I think I know what it is. I think I know what the problem is, and I think I know what the problem is for the longest time. It's something that I don't have, and you don't have, and nobody has in the Western countries that China has.
What they got?
Oh, buddy, cheap shipping. We don't have that.
Really?
Yep. Do you know why Amazon does so well in Chinese countries when they sell you, when they send you an adapter, when they send you a power cord you need and you're paying cheap for it? It's because they're paying less than $1 for international shipping with tracking. And we can't get that here in North America. I have my eBay store. The government will never give us that freedom here in Canada. We'll never get that. Yeah. And Trump's trying to shut that down, is what I'm trying to say.
Really? He said so himself?
He said, it's in an article, Trump trying to shut down that low-cost shipping from China to shut down their market from shipping, like, power cords and stuff we need for the house and, you know, stuff.
Well, we need the stuff. That's the thing. He should try lowering our shipping instead of, like, raising the stuff we buy from China.
Exactly. He should lower our shipping because my shipping is a fortune here. From when I ship something locally, even 2-hour, 3-hour drive away, guess it cost me $23 to ship with tracking. It's disgusting. And the Canadian economy, I don't think it's based off housing. I think it's based off shipping, student loans, and consumer debt.
Yeah, but then the breakdown is interesting. What do you foresee happening in the Canadian economy in 2019?
Oh, God. I don't
Will we be complaining about high property prices, or what will be the complaint?
I see property prices going down drastically. I see a lot of people that were using their homes to consume fail. I see us going from a recession to a depression. And when I see depression, I see people's furniture out in the front of lawn, and people's clothing and their bikes and stuff or whatever they own and their barbecues in the front lawn for them to pick up.
So that's a terrifying situation for me.
Yeah.
Because Michigan's biggest trade partner is what?
Canada.
Yeah, like specifically Ontario. Mm-hmm. So it's a nightmare for the U.S. economy, I think. And you were saying that we're kind of standing footing with oil and stuff. I just think that they managed to BS us for several weeks to make it look like in July and August we were going to win the trade war and all this BS. But in the past few weeks, we've been falling like a rock as far as the markets. And so I think for mutual funds, so many people are going to be wiped out because they don't even have an understanding of the rest of the world.
Mutual funds, hedge funds, all that crap. Oh, God, especially with the amount of fees behind that crap, people are going to be taking kicks and punches. And then when they pull that out, they're going to be paying the fees and the service fees and all that crap they have on there. It's not even worth putting your money in. It's almost like you might as well take your money in and just leave it under your pillow. It's safer.
Yes, and this is true in every country, really. When we want to talk about Australia, the notion, and Canada, the U.S., the financial planning. The notion of financial planning, what do you do for these guys? They are stockbrokers that live in your neighborhood, and they go to your house, and they drink your coffee, and they say, I've got some great products to sell you. I'm going to keep you diverse. I'm going to put you into mutual fund A, mutual fund B, mutual fund C. Even though they all trade together, you're diverse now. And then we're going to have a bull market, and they're going to go up for the whole bull market. I'm going to make you keep them. Am I going to make you cash them in when I think things are going to go bearish? No. I'll tell you to stay the course because you're thinking long term. So these guys are getting commission based on how much you're holding in the mutuals, and then they have an incentive to not tell you if they think there'll be a correction because there's no commission for them for you to sit in cash. You seen this problem?
Yeah. Yeah, I see the problem. I see what's happening. And the sad part of it is people are not being informed, and that's the scary part. Anthony,
And it's with
the thing that bothers me the most is the lack of intelligence or informants or informancy or whatever you want to call it in English. They just don't have it. And why don't they have it? That's scaring the crap out of me. Keeps me up
Right.
at night.
Yep, and then especially in the baby boomer generation, if you want to look to your family there in Canada or Toronto, I wonder if many of those aunties and stuff you have would be in these type of mutual funds where they think it's a retirement because the Lost Canuck was all about the pensions, but what about the 401k here, the mutuals? It's the thing.
Yeah, well, the 401k is your pension, right? In the States, right? So it's
Well,
a form of pension.
It's tied to the stock market, yeah.
Oh my God, really?
Well, yeah, it's contributing. You contribute how much you want, and it's kind of written off, so there's some benefits and some matching too. You work for an employer, and then if you put in like 3% of your pay, they match it even. So it's like 6% of your pay is going into this 401k, and it just buys the broad basket. Okay, Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, right? It's good as long as it's a bull market. But then the problem with the 401k is the taxes and stuff you get when you try to sell it ahead of time because it's your retirement mainly. So, yeah, and the thing with these financial planners is they're all robots.
Yeah, and that's the problem.
They're all saying the same thing.
A lot of those financial planners don't even know their own policies. They don't even know what the hell they're giving you. They just are being, like, their lips are loaded to what to tell you and what to sell you and what's the best product they have and what they could put you in to help you on the long term. That's the problem. It's because their lips are loaded. They have no fundamentals of what's happening in the markets. They have no fundamentals of what's going to happen in the markets. All they are is loaded with information, and that's it.
Right? So what I'm doing now is just trying the best to drag all my relatives kicking and screaming from their financial planners, showing them the markets on a daily basis. We lose 1,000 this week, 500 next week. Where's your financial planner? Why didn't he see this coming?
That's a good question. That's a good question. And it goes back to the Captain Obviouses. I've been talking about Captain Obvious on my channel. Why are all these people coming onto YouTube all of a sudden in the last 8 months, a year, and talking about the housing crisis? Where were they 5 years ago, 6 years ago when I was making videos and everyone was making fun of me?
Yeah. And then the thing and people were making fun of me too about the stock market too, kind of. And it's hard for them to believe me because I was 2 years too early for predicting the Armageddon. Because 2016 did look like a bear market for a lot of it.
It did. It definitely looked like it, but you know
Yeah.
what? But things started to uptick with job creation in the U.S. and numbers, unemployment going down, and things looking brighter. But then
Right.
no one was looking at the debt growing. No one's looking at kicking the can down the road, and that's the
Right.
problem.
And then one thing you were talking about with the Bitcoin guys, like AMTV, I mean, just a freak show of a channel. And people like him, I guarantee you there's been some articles coming out about this. They are actually short Bitcoin themselves, and they're selling it to you at any price because that's just, they steal the money. And then being that they're short, they sold you a coin that's going to be worth less. You see how that's working?
That guy, okay, let me tell you something.
Christopher Green.
I did a little bit of work myself. I really don't work, but I did a bit of work on this guy. And let me tell you what I found out. I know somebody that archived all this guy's videos from when he started and has an archive of it.
Yeah.
And I asked him to dig up for me. This guy lives in Minnesota. I told him, pull me up the video from when Bitcoin was at $100. I want to know what he was saying on his videos about Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, he made a video on the tail end of when Bitcoin was at $109, and he was telling people not to buy Bitcoin because it's the mark of the beast, the devil, the 666. And then in his
Right.
news video, he was telling us in his news video like a week ago, "Oh, I'm okay. I bought Bitcoin at $100." What the hell are you talking about? Why didn't you
Right.
tell your people to buy it $100? And then I know he bought it in at 20,000 because he thought it was going to go up to $1 million.
And then the other thing is just so much with that, with mixing God with it. There's another channel called like Bo Polney or something. A lot of these guys, they got to bring the Lord into it. And I'm thinking, so this God of yours decided that he wants you to be in a Ponzi scheme and he wants you to get rich and he wants you to sell so everyone else loses and you pocket it. That's what this Lord is wanting. I mean,
Yeah.
look
no.
around the world. All the injustice is being done to people, and God is focused on you and your little portfolio of shit coins.
Yep. And you know what the thing is? The funny part is I've always been close to God from the beginning of my channel. I don't bring God in my channel when my channel starts to suffer or when I start losing subs. I've been always close to God, hand to God. You know what I'm saying? It's you know, my God is to populate, to have many children with my wife, to go to, you know, attend church once in a while, travel,
Yeah.
enjoy life, teach my kids the word of the Lord, and be nice, and hopefully, you know, you'll be forgiven. You know what I'm saying? They would have mercy on you. You know what I'm saying? But and that's what I believe in, and I've always did. You know, I'm a Roman Catholic, born and raised. I was baptized. I had my first communion. I had my what do you call it? Christening. My what do you call it when you get your confirmation? Everything.
Right.
Okay, you know. But I've been always with God. God is always the reason why. Anthony, let me tell you something. Do you honestly think I'm doing well in life, like doing well in my life and living the dream, because I actually know what I'm doing? No. It's because I just leave it in the hands of God.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just going day by day, doing my thing, and I just say, you know what, God, here is another day. Thank you for giving me another day. I really hope my kids grow up well. I really hope my wife, you know, delivers the baby well. And I leave it in the hands of God. It's what God wants. That's it. Do you actually think I know what I'm doing? I don't know what I'm doing. I just leave it in the hands of God. And that's it.
Yeah. It's not a Bitcoin God, it's the God of your family. And yeah.
I know that sounds
So-
bizarre, but it is what it is.
No, I mean that there's people that I've heard similar accounts, yeah.
That's it. That's just how it works. I'm a true believer, and I do believe that there is judgment. I really believe in it, and
In this life or the next?
it depends. It depends what your mission is, right? Everyone has a reason. A lot of people are always debating what am I doing? What's my cause? What am I here on earth for? A lot of people don't wake up to it until in their 30s and 40s and 50s. Till they
Right.
realize, until they wake up. You know what I'm saying? Luckily, I woke it up in my early 30s, and I started to realize, and things started to make sense.
Yeah, and then just as far as the religious tone to everything, there's something spiritual behind everything. You know,
Oh.
something light,
Oh,
something dark, and then I see it. I see the messages in the media, and then with the artists and stuff they have singing and stuff. The type of filth they put in the pop music that you probably want to protect your kids from.
yeah, and that's something that the subliminal messages, the messages of destruction. It's really sad, but you know what? I think good conquers evil no matter what. In the end, we're in the darkest times right now. I call this time the skyscraper dark ages we're in.
Yeah, yeah.
We're in a skyscraper dark age. We're advanced, but we're so ignorant to basic fundamentals.
Yeah, people aren't seeing people aren't seeing the details like stand out at them, like just many examples. What we're replacing Christianity with, because Christianity in my country is politically it's in the hands of the right wing supposedly, but it's not real. It's kind of blasphemous in the way it's sold to us. That they bow their heads, but it's all it's an agenda to replace religion with something sick. And then the same thing on the left with the example I have is the singer Madonna. Her concert in 2012 was the most blasphemous work of art that's ever been created.
I know.
And the way she toured the world with it, and the way the masses paid out and just showed up to this blasphemous show of a cross with her name on it was the symbol of the show. And then the speech in every city was all about loving one another, accept the refugees, everything will be okay. And then she said there's going to be peace in the world. She promised peace in the world, and that was the most blasphemous message. And then they gave her the Super Bowl too and allowed her to make a church scene out of it, singing Like a Prayer. And then that's how the year started out, was her singing Like a Prayer. So let me get this straight. In 1989, we can't have that song on TV because it was too controversial, the video, too controversial with the sex in the church, and the statue coming to life was like black magic going on. But and every church hated it. But then in 2012, it was like, oh, well, this can be the Super Bowl because it's Americana. It's our culture now, right?
And they believe they mold it into the culture, right? They mold stuff into the culture, and that's what creates an identity, and that's what creates a sovereignty.
Right, and that became our identity.
Right. But the thing is, religion is like Christianity. Not all religions, but Christianity is something that would always, I think, be Roman Catholicism. It was something that would always, I guess, string out from the rest. Always, no matter what. It would always... The world would be covered in ice for 100 years, and then we'll repopulate again, and Christianity will still resurface. I think it has the power. I don't know. I just believe that there's something bigger out there. And you know what? I'm a nobody. I'm a nothing. And I'm just here just to do my best, enjoy life, love my neighbors, love my friends, and really, really sincerely, take one day at a time and enjoy it. You know what I'm saying?
And as far as the world war, I mean, we're seeing like a world war, and that really flared up. But when you see that, look in Revelations, when people start to love this notion of world peace, and they're offered world peace by this devil, by anti-Christian, the Antichrist offers you world peace, and then gives you the worst world war. He offers world peace if you submit to his immorality and stuff.
But here's the deal. You know how whenever something in the media or whenever something in our time is false or a fake narrative, people just ignore it and don't care? If Christianity is not real and people don't care and it's not, why do they keep picking on it? If it's not real, leave it alone.
Right. And then just... Well, yeah, it's just another institution that's trying to keep the devil out as much as it can. But I think even it's invaded the Catholic Church when you look at the scandals we have today.
Yep. And you know what? They bring up the scandals to demoralize the Christianity, and you know what I mean? I believe in the God of Abraham, and that's it. Not only was I raised into it, but I was understanding into why there's no way of everything that's happened that we're in such a fluke that we exist. It's such a fluke. We existed by fluke. No way. There's like a zillion chance to one that everything fell into place for us to be here. I don't think so.
And the reason I wouldn't go to Brazil actually now anymore is because with the downfall of Catholicism, they're replacing it with this evangelism, which is very it's very demonic, and for many reasons, because of the violence they promote. They promote state violence that would just be like a genocide, basically. Yeah. And then they look to countries that do it. I'm not going to get too specific, but they look at militant countries that do a lot of genocide as a model, and then they're trying to replace Catholicism with this, and it's witchcraft too. The way they'll do the speaking in tongues and stuff, and the God is here right now, and they just it's quite different than Catholicism because it's transactional. It's saying like specifically God is here on earth managing things rather than what Catholicism would be, which would be kind of that we could suffer. There's not many guarantees with Catholicism because, do you see that ethic that we aren't really guaranteed riches in this life with Catholicism? It's more about doing what you can here and then after you're rewarded. But with evangelism that's going on in Brazil, it's about it's as if Jesus is not dead for them, but they're putting too much faith in earthly things. And then and even political leaders that get involved with it, they get out the Bible. Deus, Deus, God, God, no. Guns, corruption, drugs. Mm-hmm. This is hell.
Here's the deal, because you know why? Because if you look at the back end of it, remember what Tyler Durden said in the Fight Club? The things that you have or things you possess or things you worship end up owning you?
Yeah.
Right. But if it's Catholicism, it's different, because then if you follow Catholicism, it's like, don't rip off your neighbor. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not. And then, hey, look, I'm a good Samaritan all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They want to reverse that and bring it back into a way where it's more barbaric with this evangelicalism to conquer the people. What's the First Amendment? What's the First Amendment on your in the Declaration of Independence?
The First Amendment?
Yeah.
What is that? Freedom of speech?
That's right. Do you know why?
Good.
Do you know why the freedom of speech is posted as your First Amendment?
No, do not know why.
It's because it's the highest law. The highest law is always posted first. Freedom of speech gives you freedom of assembly, freedom of what do you call it? What do you call it when you're freedom of press, freedom of discussion, freedom of everything. Freedom of speech is the first law in your First Amendment because it's the law of God. I know you don't have to believe me, but listen to me. The freedom of speech is is the word of God. It's because once they take God away, they take away your freedom of speech. That's why they're burning churches in China and putting a lot of Catholics and Christian believers into camps, into re-education camps in China. There's about a recorded 26,000 people in re-education camps in the interior of China. And they're burning churches. I could show you on Google. There's thousands of photos of them burning down churches. It's because once you get rid of God, remember, it's in God we trust. Because without God, you don't have speech. Because once they take away God, it's over. And that's why the Founding Fathers, they weren't dumb. They really knew what they were doing when they wrote the Bill of Rights and when they wrote the Declaration of Independence and when they stated the First Amendment is the freedom of speech. Because the freedom of speech allows you to protect all the other amendments, allows you to protect your religion, allows you to protect the freedom of journalism. It allows you to protect freedom of assembly. Freedom of speech allows you to protect everything, and it's written by the finger of God, not by the Founding Fathers. The Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, was the Founding Fathers.
Right, and I see both sides in my country. You know, we have this left and right. Both sides want to clamp down on the other side's free speech. They've got their select issues that they don't want to hear.
I understand they don't want to hear. That's fine. They can close their ears. But
right.
But them desecrating religion and removing the Ten Commandments and removing the cross of the World War I cross. I can't remember if it was in Delaware or if it was in New Hampshire. I can't remember where they removed. And they removed the Ten Commandments in Idaho, I think it was, in the downtown jurisdiction, or downtown city hall. Just leave religion alone. Just leave people with the, you know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. It's because they can't leave religion alone. It's because the First Amendment, once they take that First Amendment away, you lose God. Once you lose God, you go into this utter darkness and chaos.
Well, yeah, they need to, in order for the profit potential of this Orwellian society, they've got to replace religion, obviously. And then in Brazil, with how they're doing the evangelism, it's getting people motivated. It's getting people motivated and stuff because there's no plan to improve health, education, and really the standards of living. It's just something to distract people with, to rip them off again. And then, and then in the United States with the freedom of speech clampdown, you find decent people like kind of just supporting authoritarian, because against the opposite side. As long as it's the opposite side, it's okay. Oh, like in France, people think it's okay to ban Muslim women from dressing a certain way. Okay, well, I mean, do you understand how that's an infringement on someone's rights?
Mm-hmm. But then that kicks off the freedom of speech, where they could explicitly say verbally that they have a right to dress how they want. So then freedom of speech kicks in because it's the highest law.
Right.
It's the law of God. It's the first one. Why do you think the right to bear arms is in the First Amendment? You know, why do you think all the amendments in the Constitution aren't the first? Why is freedom of speech on top? Because it overrules every other law in the Constitution.
And back to guns. I mean, do you see how they're implementing gun controls here?
Like, I don't mind them checking people's backgrounds to make sure they haven't killed 3 people. All right.
Right.
I don't. That doesn't bother me. You know, it doesn't bother me if someone has served a 20-year sentence for murdering somebody with a gun. You know, it doesn't bother me. But if it's your average Joe that wants to put a couple of guns up on his wall at his house to make it look nice, or if it's some guy that wants to protect his family, or if it's some guy, that's fine. Because it's the people that kill people, it's not the guns in the end. Because if it's the guns, okay, like, hear me out, Anthony, please. Let's say it's the guns that kill people. Let's say. Then you're going to blame the guy that extracted the metal from the ground to make the gun. Then you have to blame the manufacturer. Then you have to blame the guy that engineered the gun. Then you have to blame the guy who assembled the gun in the factory. It's people. And that's it. No questions asked. No debate.
And then when it comes to like the shootings in churches and religious buildings, it's just unfortunate that none of those people were armed to return fire.
Right, and they have a right to bear arms. If everyone had their piece on them, that guy wouldn't last. The guy would walk in the door, raise his voice, pull out his gun, and everyone will pull out their gun back.
Yeah.
You know?
Really retarded.
That's just how it works. Yes, criminals will get guns. Okay, can I give you a great example? We have no gun laws in Canada. You can't have a gun, you can't have a loaded gun, you can't transport a gun, you can't have nothing, right? But look at the enormous amount of gun violence in Toronto. How many people are dying from gun violence? And guns are illegal.
Yeah, Toronto's definitely getting more violent, isn't it?
But look at it. See? So if you legalize guns, I think it'd just be the same. I don't think there'll be a change in the amount of gun violence. Because criminals will always find a way to get a gun, or a rifle, or a shotgun, or semi-automatic. They'll always find a way to get it. It's not a problem for them. Because they're dealing with the black market. And then they're going after gun distributors, gun manufacturers, gun stores, hunting stores and stuff like that, and they're blaming them for this when it's the black market that's supplying them.
Yeah, and there was attacks in Toronto with vehicles too,
Oh God,
running over people, right?
yeah, yeah. Like a couple of vans, a couple of things happening there in the downtown Toronto area. Very sad. Toronto has changed a lot since I grew up there when I was a kid. It's changed drastically, and it breaks my heart. You know, like I see a lot of my friends on Facebook, and they're very heartbroken for what's happened to the city, how it's transitioned for the worse. You know, we think we transitioned for the best. We won the war. In 45, we won the war.
Yeah.
Why are we living like this?
Yeah. So that's why, I mean, that's why maybe you're not in the major cities is your thing.
Yeah, I'm in a small town. It takes me 2 kilometers to get to work. I fill up my car once a month. My insurance is half the price because I live in a small town. And you know what? I got the small town drama, and I love it. I love it. I eat it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what do you got planned for Christmas? Any big things or what?
Oh, just, family. That's how it goes.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
Are you Catholic? Are you Christian?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so am I. We're all Catholic. Anyone from Europe is pretty much Catholic, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I had some, Jewish great-great-great-grandparents and stuff, but we're all Catholic now, is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. You're gonna enjoy Christmas and stuff. That's good. I'm gonna light a nice fire in my fireplace. Open some presents with the kids. I'm gonna keep it real simple. I'm gonna work on the Monday because there's a lot of people calling me asking if my store is open on the Monday, and I'll be open. So I'll open for a couple hours on the Monday, on the 24th, and then come home and have my my Tuesday off. But
and then maybe will you be watching markets Christmas Eve a little because they're open.
I'm going to be watching markets. Especially tomorrow. Tomorrow they're closed. Sunday, Monday I'll be watching them in the morning. They'll be open Monday, right?
Monday till noon. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be watching them Monday till noon for sure. I think they're going to bounce a little bit back so I can sell my oil back, hold it, and then hold my cash, and then wait till it drops and buy it back again.
Right. But do you see how the shutdown? It was quite interesting. I mean, the speeches from Pelosi and Schumer, my favorite couple.
Mm-hmm.
The celebrity couple, Schumer and Pelosi. They gave a speech about how the shutdown is the beginning of chaos in America.
The partial government shutdown.
Right. And this is it. We were fine before this. Economically, we were on really sound footing before this happened, and now the villain Trump is sinking our economy, bringing uncertainty to the picture. No, couldn't have been the unwinding of this credit bubble at all. It's the shutdown. It's the president. It's his fault.
I got it here, right here. Explain, why does a partial shutdown of the U.S. government mean? Washington, the presidential Donald Trump and Congress bicker over Trump's call for $5 billion to build a border wall with Mexico. Government agencies were preparing for partial government shutdown set to begin at midnight on Friday. Wow. Social security checks will still go out. Troops will remain at their posts. Doctors and hospitals will get their Medicare and Medicaid. Reimbursements, in fact, virtually every essential government agency like FBI and Border Patrol and Coast Guard will remain open. Transportation and Security Administration officers will continue to maintain airport checks. So basically, it's like the Mickey Mouse government part of the government is going to be shut down.
Okay.
The Mickey Mouse, yeah.
But could they still blame the credit crunch on this?
No. They're
you don't
just
think
looking
they'll
for anything to blame right now. They don't have real answers for anything. You know that. They're just they're pointing the finger at whatever they can that looks the best and that looks believable.
Oh, yeah. Anything to posture for an agenda.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So
100%. Yeah.
so you're thinking the U.S. is not as exposed as Canada right now. I don't see it.
Canada's in a lot of problems right now, dude. Canada doesn't have an identity, and I don't know where things are headed right now forward with Canada. I wouldn't blame the U.S. if they close the border with Canada and they make it very strict to get across, because I don't see things going well here in Canada in the next 5 years. I really wish things. Really wish I'm wrong, and I really wish I don't know what I'm talking about. So I hope I'm wrong about everything and that I'm just delusional, and hopefully everything will be okay.
Well, I mean, yeah, but as far as the U.S. blocking off a border with Canada, saying screw Canada, we can't economically afford to do that now.
Mm-hmm.
We're all in debt too. We're in debt up to our eyeballs, making the minimum payments on BS, and who's got the money for that to start cutting ties with countries?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
And
I understand. All right,
so
Anthony, we've been talking for a long time now. I'm going to let
Yeah.
you get some sleep. I know it's really late in Detroit right now, in Michigan. Oh, wow. It's
All
2
right.
o'clock. It's 2 o'clock. Dude, go to sleep, man. Merry Christmas if I don't see you. And and if you can, be on the show next Saturday, okay?
Feliz Natal.
Feliz Natal. Obrigado. Thank you, bud. So that was Anthony, guys, in downtown Detroit. And he's on the show regularly, giving us an economic output on what is going on. Man, I'm pretty hyped about what's happening right now in the markets. I'm pretty hyped on a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? Oh, let me get a swing of water here. Some nice refreshing cold lemon water. Always does the trick. Alright, where is who the hell is online right now? I'm not seeing anyone online. Oh! I know Mr. E is in the comments. Mr. E, are you there? Mr. E? I saw him in the comments. Ooh, Stephanie's on the thing. Stephanie, can you come on Skype with a video? Are you okay to show yourself? Are you wanted by the FBI or anything? Guys, don't forget to check my channel out. The Mike Martins channel is the original channel right here. That got flagged. I'm not getting any more subscribers, and all my videos have been shadow banned. So what does that mean? You gotta go to my channel manually once in a while to check and see what I have up. You will get no notifications. You will get nothing. Because YouTube, for some reason, doesn't like me because I'm talking to people about not buying a house. Don't forget to check out Uneducated Economist. Two-time world champ. Hopefully we can get him on the show as soon as possible. And Justin Cringe channel.
Good. Let's see who else we got here. Discreet Ninja. Hello. I've never seen you on the channel before. Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia. Have I been to Nova Scotia?
And so it's a Justin Cringe channel. He's probably sleeping right now because he's in and then we got Walking Journey. Really good videos he puts up. Walking Journey is really good. He talks about a lot of things on his channel. He's always going full blast on his channel. And yeah, he's just doing his thing. And here he is here, Walking Journey, 5,300 subs. Guys, you remember, we're small channels, right? We're small fries. And I don't know why YouTube's coming after the small ones. All right, let's go over some headline here. Yellow Vest movement continues in South Alberta. Yellow Vest protesters sing "O Canada." Iconic London Towers guard don yellow vests in their first strike in 55 years. Hundreds of join Yellow Vest protests in Dublin. I love the Irish. The Irish have a backbone. I love the Irish. Egypt bans sale of yellow vests in fear of Gilles Joan's copycat protests. So you cannot buy a yellow vest in Egypt. Too bad. Portugal. Yellow vest protests attempt to stop traffic in Portugal. A couple of hundred yellow vest protesters demanding lower taxes inspired by riots in Paris took to the streets across Portugal on Friday. Yellow vest protests unauthorized rally in Brussels. Hungarians rally against the slave laws. Yellow vests, about 10,000 have rallied in yellow vests protests in Hungary's capital against new labor laws. Oops. Yeah, Anthony messaged me. Remove my name for the show now. Sorry. Oil sand workers complained they were laid off and replaced by foreign workers making half the wage. Wi-Fi baby monitor hacked. Parents wake up to the voice of threatening to kidnap their child. I gotta play this, guys. There's a stupid article here about a vapor, but I gotta play this for you guys. This is really important.
Care you would expect for a 4-month-old, and then some. Constantly in the arms or within eyesight of his parents Ellen and Nathan, thanks to a network of Nest cameras.
My husband laughed. He called it my CCTV because I would have the Nest cam pulled up on the iPad over there and then the little audio monitor right next to it so that I could see him from every angle.
Above Topper's crib are 2 cameras with audio, and the only voice they ever transmit is his, until
we heard sexual expletives being said in his room. So we throw on the light in our room. He turned that camera on and told us, said, turn off the light. And then said, I'm going to kidnap your baby. I'm in your baby's room.
You can imagine the terror and just how fast Nathan raced upstairs, only to find Topper safe and sound, which is when Ellen remembered a story about Wi-Fi camera hacking.
And I kept telling him, I was like, he's not in here. Somebody's hacking this.
They shut it down fast and called police, terrified, relieved, and determined to warn anyone who would listen. Posting the story online. Wow, turning my kids' cameras off now, one mom responded.
I didn't know what to think. It was the most frightening. It's a voice that I will never forget. Unnerving and unsettling. You have something that's supposed to make you feel better, and instead it makes you feel the opposite. It makes you feel invaded and uncomfortable.
So they got hacking into babies' cameras. That was crazy. Venezuela is rolling out a new ID card manufactured in China that can track, reward, and punish citizens. So this tree branch, this tree here, Nicolas Maduro, is rolling out a new card, identity card, to track you. And Nicolas Maduro is under very heavy Chinese influence right now in keeping whatever he has left in his country afloat. And I'm really, really upset that he would go and track his citizens. This is very disgusted by him. we do this. Border inspection, Canada. Today, millions of visitors become indismissible to Canada. U.S. citizens and other foreign nationals of the old DUI convictions that could previously enter Canada legally will no longer be allowed to enter the country. So if you have a driving under the influence, or if you've been drunk and caught driving or drinking and driving, you're no longer allowed in Canada. So, yeah, I wanted to bring that up. Okay, this is very important. This goes on to the housing crap I've been talking about for the longest time. 10 nurses in BC's Children's Hospital ER resign over unaffordable housing. People can't afford to live anymore, people. You're a nurse, you're a registered nurse, you're getting 70, 80,000 a year. You can't afford to live in Vancouver. You can't. Plain and simple. You got to move on to somewhere else.
It's no secret that Metro Vancouver's housing crisis is a major challenge for employers, and that crisis is hitting the healthcare system especially hard.
Yellow Vest protest movement spreads to Taiwan. All right. So it's moving to Taiwan. What else we got here? 5 hospitalized and 1 dead after salmonella outbreak. Okay. We go out to space and send probes to Mars and rovers to Mars. We can't even facilitate and protect our own food? Why does partial shutdown? We talked about that. Canadians spent $43 million on cannabis in the first 2 weeks of legislation. So Canadians are spending all their money on cannabis. Oh, there's another vape pen. If you like to vape, people, here it goes. Fits in your purse. Look at that. It's nice. Comes in many colors.
And has released a list of proposed rules for edible cannabis products when they become legal.
The rules propose limits on the amount of THC in any product. Restrictions would be placed on ingredients that would make edible cannabis more appealing to children, such as sweeteners or colors. All packaging would have to be child resistant and display a health warning message. Edibles are expected to be added to the list of legal pot products by next fall.
Care to wager on the arrival of BC's first baby of 2019? PlayNow.com is on.
All right, nobody cares, but let's move on. Oh, yeah. This is in Portuguese. Encontrado de galinha de felicidade. Okay, so they found in KFC a fried rat. Yeah, I was reading this article today. It's from Brazil. It's in Portuguese. But I just can't believe that. Yeah, let's move on. Scientists inject human cells into pig embryo to create first human-pig hybrid. Why would they do that and screw around with human mentality and human life? It's absolutely disgusting. Scientists inject human cells into pig embryo to create the first human-pig hybrid. Why do we need a human-pig hybrid for? Why? So comments are going good right now, guys. 2.5 hours. I'm getting tired, guys. What time is it now? It's 11:30. I want to spend some. I want to make sure my kids are tucked in. Anyways, guys, I will have this video uploaded on the Mike Martins channel for you guys to watch. Let me see what else is going on. Just people in the comment section going on. Gold is sleepy, Mike Martins. Anyways, guys, trends in the housing market this Wednesday on this channel. Don't forget to join me. Trends in the housing market. Tell your friends to join this channel for now. And someone says, can you monetize your Mike Martin YouTube channel? My Mike Martin's channel, guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, please. I think I make $40 off monetization. I think I make enough to buy a pizza. So this is my original Mike Martin's channel. And tomorrow you'll see the Mike in the Night right here. And then there's Housing Crisis and Rants and Lifestyle and all this stuff. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'd like to know. But join the Mike Martin's channel. Don't forget to check out Uneducated Economist. Don't forget to check out the Justin Cringe channel. Justin Cringe is amazing.
Hello, everybody.
It's a Justin Cringe channel here. Justin Cringe. Don't forget to check him out. And then Walking Journey. I don't have him up anymore. But anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll leave a link below to this channel, to the Handheld Junkie. It's my backup channel. It's all I have until April when they unscrub my channel and allow me to live stream. Wow. Wow. They could have easily deleted the video and said, and that's it. But instead of doing that, they just stopped me from live streaming. So a guy like myself with 6,000 subs, and they don't want me to get out, or they don't want me to create some sort, I'm completely shadow banned. I'm not getting any more subs. All my videos have no views on them. And when I put a video out, it doesn't get any views anymore. So I don't know what YouTube is trying to do. I don't know what they're trying to do. They're shooting themselves in the foot. And I think the platform is going to go to hell if they don't fix it. Because eventually some college graduate with a ton of student loan debt is going to wake up one morning and say, you know what? I got an idea. And he puts something together that's going to outperform YouTube and outclass YouTube. And YouTube is just going to go to hell. So eventually it would happen. So anyways, you guys have a good night. It's almost 3 hours. I'm going to go check on my family and my kids. And I'll see you Wednesday night here on this channel for trends in the housing market. And I'm very surprised that I have 30 people watching tonight with a reconnection or a redistribution of the channel. Link below, guys. Handheld Junkie, my backup channel. Subscribe to it. Watch it. Oh, well, don't watch it, but subscribe to it to watch my live streams. Thanks for watching, and God bless.